All right. What's happening, everybody? Welcome to the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Thursday, December 22nd, 2022. Man, just a couple of days away from Christmas.
Man,
Here out in
yeah,
the
it
east,
is.
here out in the east, we're getting ready for a big storm. We're supposed to get 6 to 7 inches of snow by tomorrow, and supposed to be like negative 22 with the wind chill this weekend. So it's gonna be Saturday's gonna be a good day to stay in the house and watch some football, and that's what I plan on doing on Christmas Eve. But
I think all of us are planning on doing that. Oh, that's right, because the Cowboys play the Eagles Christmas Eve. So, yeah, we're going to be definitely watching that one.
Well, there's 9 games on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
And there's only like 3 on Sunday. Yeah,
I wonder why they did that. I wonder why they have so many. Why it's so heavy on Saturday and not as heavy on Sunday.
Maybe they didn't make a lot of sense to me because they've always played on Christmas. Haven't they always played on Christmas Day?
Yeah.
So I mean, we went to. I remember years ago. Well, it's been about 22 years ago. Damn.
I've always had games on Christmas Day and Christmas Eve because they had Saturday and Sunday games.
Yeah, for some reason they're doing most of them on Christmas Eve this year. I remember,
they must have looked at the economics of everything and maybe they feel like they'll get a bigger viewing audience on Christmas Eve.
I don't know. I think you'd get a bigger viewer audience on Christmas Day. It seems like
that's what I would think too, honestly. Well, I think either way, they're going to get viewing audience.
You're going to get a lot of people that
day too.
I mean, I remember, like I said, it's been about 22 years ago. We had season tickets for the Colts back in 2000. Me and Dad did, and Christmas Eve you had the Minnesota Vikings came into town in Indianapolis with Randy Moss, and all they were talking about was how the Colts weren't going to be able to stop Moss. We stopped Moss, and Marvin Harrison went off for like 4 or 5 touchdowns that night, and the Colts just killed the Vikings. And my buddy that went with us, he's a 49ers fan, but he would root for whoever the Colts was playing. He'd root for the other team because he knew me and Dad were big Colts fans, and we'd get drunk, and me and him would go back and forth. But, oh yeah, he's like, Randy Moss will go kill you guys. He sit there quiet most of the game.
Oh yeah, man. Hey, well, when your team's losing, it's kind of hard to have any noise. But yeah, I mean, that Marvin Harrison, that Manning and Harrison connection. I mean, the only thing that was better than that was the Rice and Montana connection.
Shut up, bro. No, I'm just kidding. Imagine if I came in here and just like started screaming. That'd be crazy.
What's going on, Mike?
Nothing. Blizzard stuff.
Has it started snowing there already?
It's supposed to be 18 inches today, sir. I feel like a Mia Khalifa porno.
Yeah, we're supposed to get like 7 or 8 inches where I'm at, but
that's average.
Yeah, right now it's just raining.
Oh, that's worse. That's the worst because then the rain turns into ice, and that's a different beast.
The snow don't bother me that much. It's the ice, man.
Yeah, that black ice is crazy, man. I told you about that, man. Hey, listen.
About that?
Hey, huh?
Huh?
Well, what?
Why is it got to be black ice?
It is black ice. Black ice is the worst ice.
Man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
This cold black ice.
That's what's wrong with America.
Don't you go there. You have people coming out to no, but that's the ice you can't really see. Hey, but that's the ice you can't see. You know how many times I have slipped and fell on freaking black ice? Dude, hell with that.
I used to bust my ass all the time. When I was a kid, I don't know. I would just like forget that it was a thing. So I just walk down the street, I just bust my ass and then get up, hope no one saw it, and just keep going.
Get up, look around.
Like, yeah, like, does anybody see it? Are we good? Is the coast clear?
When you see it, you just look at him, you be like, nah, he didn't see it.
Yeah, I knew Chicago was getting hit hard because my dad talked to my sister yesterday and told her to make sure she was ready for it.
Oh yeah,
because dude, they're talking about negative 22. Negative 22 with the wind chill here. I think I heard like negative 35, negative 30 or something in Chicago.
Yeah, but you know what I've realized living in Wisconsin was negative 32 and 0. They don't, I mean, to me, they feel the same. Once you get down to damn 0, everything just sucks.
That negative, I would agree with you, but once it gets past negative 10 and it starts getting like 20s, 30s, it's a different bitch.
No, I understand. Mike, I live right across the pond.
I'm saying from my experience, I could do 0, but
I watch this. When a man who lives an hour away from where you used to live is telling you about Chicago winters, I know that Chicago crap sucks. So does. But, I mean, watch this. Anything in that up north, like around Lake Michigan, is just horrible. Minnesota, all that crap.
To me, it really depends on how hard the wind's blowing.
Well, that's true because the wind does kick your ass.
If the wind isn't blowing, the temperature isn't that bad. You can bulk up some. If that wind's blowing, man, woo.
Yeah. I'll tell you. Hey, you know what else sucks is when you're trying to put your key in the damn door and you drop the key and the freaking thing goes into the snow and then you got to try to dig your freaking keys out of the snow and your hand's about to fall off because it's burning all and it looks like purple and stuff. And you go into your workplace and go, I don't know if this black hand is okay. I might need to go see a doctor. But
why'd you gotta be a black hand?
Why you gotta be a black hand?
See, there you go again. There you go. I'm not gonna feed into you because you know if you know about frostbite, it eventually turns to black.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. It starts out purple, but when it's all said and done, it's black. And when it's black, you gotta cut them off. Huh?
It's about to be 2023. You can't say those things.
I mean, it's true. It's what happens when that's having a frostbite. There's no other way to say it.
No.
I mean, don't make me. I will Google. Put a picture of a person that has frostbite and tell me what color their hand looks like.
Racist. I don't see color.
Man, I'm going down in a ball of fire. Let's go and take another sip of this.
What do you think about the Eagles deciding to set Hurts out this week?
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. I think, if they won a Super Bowl with Nick Foles, there's a formula there. But obviously it's a whole different regime now. But
Nick Foles is playing for the Colts this weekend.
Yeah, I mean it's an interesting thing, man. It's an interesting thing. But I love Gardner. I'm a huge Gardner Minshew guy. I always really have been. I felt like he was in the worst situation possible in Jacksonville, and I'm really excited to see what he could do with Devontae Smith. Obviously, AJ Brown and company. I think he might show out.
Whenever I look at Gardner Minshew, I think of Boogie Nights. That show Boogie Nights. That's the only thing I think. First thing when I see Gardner Minshew, I think, yep, bring on Kirk Diggler.
As a Cowboys fan, Jay, I know it kind of sucks.
Yeah, we were talking about this in pre-show, man. I feel like if you don't have Hurts out there, it just takes away the legitimacy. If we win, it just kind of takes away that legitimacy.
If you lose to Gardner Minshew,
well, yeah. I mean, look. If we lose to Gardner Minshew, then I mean, honestly, that just tells you the Cowboys weren't meant to be there. I mean, sometimes you'll have a game where it's a fluke thing, right? I mean, the Chiefs ran into it with the Colts, and then we ran into it with Jaguars. We almost ran into it with the Texans when we came on that one. So I don't know, man. I mean, and again, like Jerry Jones did say, I mean, look, the Jaguars are vying for a first place in the NFC South. So it's not like they are a scrub team anymore. I mean, they have a legitimate team over there now.
They're vying for first place because nobody in the AFC South.
That's true. Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? But no, I mean, like the Colts or the Texans. I mean, if we go up against them and lost, I get it.
Oh shit! Wow.
But no, and I'm being silly, not really. But anyway, no, really. I mean, if they don't win, then they don't win. I mean, because I feel like you got to play the best if you want to be the best. And if we're not the best, so be it.
I'm the best.
Hey, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if the one positive that would come out of this is if they do lose or whatever, and we just lose in the playoff. Mike McCarthy's job is going to be done, and I'm so ready to move on from him.
I don't think they're going to get rid of McCarthy.
Well, and that's true. I mean, I'm not going to say that could happen, but damn.
I think Kellen Moore is more the problem than what McCarthy is myself. I think the play calling is more the problem.
People wanted him to get a starting job. That's crazy. Yeah, that man, he was almost a head coach. That would have been fun.
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. I just feel like with Kellen Moore, I wonder, is he restrained? Is he not restrained by head coaching? I don't know. I mean, I'm not there in the wall, but I
don't think he's restrained because he calls the same plays now as he did when Jason Garrett was there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I'm okay with the exception of Dan Quinn. I want to keep Dan Quinn as defensive coordinator because our defense is straight. But yeah, I mean, and again, what's the weakness to the Cowboys right now? If you ask anybody, it's going to be protecting the ball, right? We're either throwing picks or fumbling, and a lot of that does fall back on Dak Prescott's hands. That hey, look, man, you're not exactly contributing to the team here right now when you're throwing picks and fumbling and stuff. So.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but I think that's really the Cowboys' only true weakness is at the QB position. I hate to say that, man, but it is. It's true. I agree with you. But I mean, the man will throw for 5,000, but if you throw picks, I mean, all you're doing is giving the ball away. It's whatever.
Yo, mama.
Yo, daddy.
Damn.
Well,
Fucked up, man.
What do you think about the Thursday night football game tonight? Lions and Jets. You got both of them trying to get into the playoffs. Jets are going to Zach Wilson again.
I think the Lions, obviously, I think they pull that out.
I think the Lions win. I like the Lions offense.
Easy. Yeah. Easy win for the Lions. I mean, Zach Wilson's a bum. I don't care. I'll say it. He's awful.
No, yeah, I'm not gonna argue with you.
Yeah, he's awful.
I'm not gonna argue. That's for sure.
If it was Mike White, I think it would be a solid game. I really do. Or even if it was Joe Flacco, I think it would be a solid game.
Yeah.
Do you think Mike White's going to be the answer there, or do you think they got to find a quarterback?
I think there's levels to that question. Do you think Mike White could be your franchise quarterback? I think he could. But do you think Mike White is going to win you a Super Bowl? I think that's the question nobody really has the answer to yet. And I think if, let's say Aaron Rodgers decides he wants to go play for the New York Jets, obviously you would rather have, Aaron Rodgers playing for the Jets or somebody along those lines. But, he's not a top 10 quarterback by any means, but he's got heart, and he's the type of guy that I would want to fight for. I'd want to play for him because, he's asking 10 different doctors just looking for one to clear him, and he's got several broken ribs and can barely breathe on his own. And it's like he still wants to go out there. Meanwhile, Zach Wilson won't even suit up because he feels some type of way about losing his job for the billionth time in the last 2 years. So, I mean, Mike White, to me, maybe physically and athletically, that's not QB1, but up here, that's QB1. And he reminds me so much of like a Taylor Heineke or a guy like that you really want to see succeed. You want a guy like that. I want a guy like that.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I definitely. I've always been kind of a Taylor Heineke wanting to see him do well, man. Because I feel like with Taylor Heineke, it's like you see spots of like just a really good quarterback, but then he does make some simple mistakes, and it's kind of like okay.
There's a separation between you're a top 10 quarterback and then you're just a guy,
Right. No, yeah, right. No, I agree with you.
But he's still by far better than other guys that are out there.
Yeah. That Washington offense looks a lot more in rhythm when Heineke's out there than when Winston's out there as well.
Yeah, I mean, when water's wet, I
mean, but yeah.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz you throw Carson Wentz into any system and he's just he slows it down. That's what he does.
That dude fell quick from being the guy that was considered in the running for an MVP. Then you get hurt, and then you come back and could just never get it going again.
100%.
He was never the same after Nick Foles got Philadelphia a Super Bowl. Just like Matt Ryan's never been the same since he lost to Tom Brady after being up 28-3.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, it is. And then, Matt Ryan's had a couple other instances where he blew shit, but, it's a hard go. It's a hard go for Matt Ryan. I saw an interview with him the other day.
Is he playing himself out of the Hall of Fame? Because I mean, if you looked, he had Hall of Fame numbers, but then all these collapses that he's had here as of late, I think.
I don't know. I think there's levels to the Hall of Fame. I think he has the numbers, but I think he also has the years to get those numbers. Matthew Stafford also has Hall of Fame numbers, but there's a lot of people who don't think Matthew Stafford should be in the Hall of Fame. And now he has a Super Bowl championship, so it's a little different now. But I don't know, man. I'm very picky when it comes to the Hall of Fame. I don't think just numbers should solidify you into the Hall. I think you need to be a legitimate difference maker. And that's why I think guys like Calvin Johnson get into the Hall of Fame. Guys like Devin Hester should be in the Hall of Fame because, you're those generational guys that kids are going to remember for years to come. Like, I don't think if you asked me or just any random guy down the street 20 years from now, do you remember Matt Ryan? I'd be thinking about some kid I went to high school with instead of an actual Matt Ryan. But not me, but I
Right.
remember everything. But yeah, man. I mean, it's I don't know. I think there's levels to the Hall of Fame, and I think I'm just very picky about it. So numbers wise, sure. But I don't know. Sure.
I think he's almost like a fringe guy. He's like right around there, but
Yeah, I wouldn't like go.
But I also feel like the Hall of Fame is a little watered down though too.
Yeah, like I wouldn't go on Twitter and be like, "Oh, fuck the Hall of Fame" if they brought in Matt Ryan. But it's kind of like I wouldn't be out there screaming like, "Oh, well deserved, well earned." Like, I mean, whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the point. I feel like if we're talking about Hall of Fame, I mean, I think about like
about
like a Barry Sanders, Tom Brady, Emmitt Smith, whatever. I mean, I just think Johnny Unitas, Starbuck, Bradshaw. I mean, those are prolific type of people, but and then I think about and then I go from that to like, well, Matt Ryan. Everybody, why the fuck are we talking about Matt Ryan?
Right.
I mean, he's a good quarterback for a long time, but
that's the key for a long
That's
time.
what I'm saying. Well, you know what? Flacco got a Super Bowl ring with the Ravens. With the Ravens, should we put him in? I mean, and then look where he's at now. He's like a third string backup. So I don't know.
You look at it. You got a lot of people that don't believe that Eli Manning should get in.
I don't know. That's borderline. I mean, he does have 2 rings, and he did get his rings against the GOAT.
Right. But then again, it's like it's not a playoff.
What do he do the other years that he didn't when he didn't?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. For me, that like if you talk about being on the fringe, I would probably put that on the fringe. If it was a less watered down Hall of Fame, I would put that on the fringe, right?
Yeah, like Matt Ryan has all the numbers. I'm even looking at it. 65% completion, 62,000 yards. He's probably going to peak around 63 and a half, 64 by the time he retires. You look at a guy like that and just like for what he can be, and it's like, 381 touchdowns, 183 interceptions. He's solid. He's solid.
Had an MVP.
Yeah, had an MVP. Your record's 124, 109, and 1. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, I don't know. When I think of he's a Hall of Famer. I think Matt Ryan's a Hall of Famer. But statistically, you look at those numbers and you're like,
that's what I'm saying. If you want to look at statistically, but
right. But like, think about it like the way in Gonzo, I was talking about this with you the other day with Stat Guy, and it's like in year 3, I'm already looking at Justin Jefferson and I'm like, you're a Hall of Famer. And I've never throughout Matt Ryan's career looked at him and been like, oh yeah, he's got Hall of Fame play. He's got Hall of Fame numbers. He's put up the numbers. Right. And you have Larry Fitzgerald and Julio Jones, not Larry. You have Julio Jones and company, obviously, throughout the years, Calvin Ridley. You have a bunch of dogs that have walked through those doors. And I think that's really the conversation. If you're putting in Matt or if you're putting in Larry Fitzgerald, you kind of gotta not Larry. Why do I keep saying Larry?
I was gonna say
Julio. I keep saying Larry. They're the same dude. It don't matter. Both of them got no ring. But you look at Julio Jones. If you got Julio Jones going to the Hall of Fame, you gotta put in his counterpart. And I think that's the Matthew Stafford conversation I was having last year. Is like, okay, if you have Calvin Johnson going to the Hall of Fame, you gotta have Matthew Stafford because they went hand in hand. So that's why I think the quarterback position is a lot trickier because you look at
I don't know, but that's only one receiver. What did he do with the rest? Like if he got for example, if he's got 193 yards, and yeah, I get 100 yards went to him, but I don't know, man. I mean,
but how does
one guy get to the Hall of Fame? I don't know. I mean, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but like the wide receiver only has one responsibility, right? Yeah. I get the ball if I get. Whereas the quarterback has way more responsibility.
That's what I'm saying. It's a tricky thing.
So much, but I understand where you're coming from. I understand your viewpoint. It's just I don't know if I can get I get like maybe 40% behind what you're saying, but I still feel like
no. But that's I'm not agreeing with what I'm saying either. But that's what people say is like, listen, well, if let's say Matthew Stafford threw the ball from day one to the final day for Calvin Johnson. Those are Hall of Fame numbers. Therefore, Matthew Stafford's been throwing Hall of Fame throws. And that's where people start to make these conversations. And it's like, I see what you're saying, but it's also an individual standpoint, like you brought up, where it's like, well, Julio also made amazing plays himself that Matthew had that Matt Ryan had no part of. Calvin Johnson made amazing plays. Let's say make a 5-yard route into a 93-yard.
Yeah, you can throw the ball 10 feet in the air and he can get to it.
I mean, my guy in the cut, Rob Scott, he knows all about Calvin Johnson. So I'm gonna ask Rob. Rob, hold on, Rob Scott. I got a question for you.
Hey! This is a Christian show. You will put those devil horns down, sir.
Well, Jay, I'm sorry. You know when you're NWO, you're NWO for life.
Yes, sir. Rob, we talking about Matt Ryan going to the Hall of Fame, right?
Who?
Now here's the question. Matt Ryan. Exactly. See, sus, right? But I'm gonna ask you this. Yeah. Julio Jones. Is Julio Jones going to the Hall of Fame?
If Matt Ryan does, he should.
But that's the question. So, all right. So Calvin Johnson's in the Hall of Fame, right?
Right.
Do you think Matthew Stafford should be in the Hall of Fame?
He will make it now.
Exactly. And that's
no, that doesn't even make no sense. Okay, so I get
now because he had.
I don't think he should. Like, if he wouldn't have won this ring, no.
Right.
I don't think Matt Ryan
the conversation. Like, people will sit here and say, if the wide receiver makes it, his quarterback should too.
Well, the thing is, I don't think that's the case because what a lot of people neglect, and we touched on this yesterday, guys, in the afternoon show, as far as the MVP voting of why a receiver can't receive it, but it automatically goes to the quarterback, so they made Offensive Player of the Year. I think a lot of times these receivers are making these quarterbacks. It's different in the case of a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady, who we 100%. See win with a bunch of receivers. And on occasion, they actually make the name of the receiver. Nobody would have ever heard of an Edelman if Tom Brady wasn't there. I'm just being real.
Yeah.
So, you look at receivers like a lot of people give Dante, and I love Dante Culpepper, but he had Randy Moss.
Mm-hmm.
He had Randy Moss.
Look at the 21st century version of it. You got Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. Like, Justin Jefferson makes Kirk Cousins what he is.
He makes Kirk Cousins look like the second coming of Montana.
Mm-hmm.
And Kirk Cousins is nowhere near that good.
Hey, you still got to get the ball to him, though, right? I mean, you still got to throw the ball. So
you have to throw the ball in their vicinity. There's a difference.
Well, I get that. What I'm saying, though, is that's true, but they could also get intercepted if you throw it too short. So, I mean, I think you have to get it to that vicinity so it doesn't get picked off.
I do agree, that a Hall of Fame quarterback should be able to do it with more than just one receiver.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen, you look at the case of Matt Ryan. He looks bad without Julio. Julio went on to Tennessee and had a couple of good years before the injury started to take hold. So Julio was still Julio. If you still look at if you look past the trash that the Raiders have been playing with, Devontae Adams is still Devontae. And they're not saying nothing against Aaron Rodgers, but I'm just saying he ain't been looking so hot.
No, you can say it. He looks like ass. You can say it. Hell, you know what though? But now that Chris Watson is starting to catch more balls and I guess getting acclimated, he could turn into a Devontae. I mean, he could. I'm not saying he will, but he could.
And now
that dude's speed is stupid.
The questions are gonna start becoming. And here's a hot take for you. Was Deshaun Watson really that good, or was it because he had DeAndre Hopkins?
DeAndre Hopkins.
Right.
Deshaun Watson is also
because in all honesty, he has a good receiving core, even where he's at in Cleveland. Peoples is good. Amari Cooper still runs good routes.
Nobody you named is DeAndre Hopkins.
No, I think that's what DeAndre Hopkins.
Said that.
That's what makes DeAndre.
I get that, Jay. I get that, but
that's what makes Hopkins a Hall of Fame.
You come on here with devil horns.
No, Jay. When I say none of the guys you named are DeAndre Hopkins, what I'm saying is none of those guys are on the level of Hopkins. So a great receiver can hide quarterback deficiencies.
It's even one of the things that makes Hopkins
well, that's true,
Hall of Famer to me.
He's got
how many quarterbacks he's done it with.
Still put up a good production.
Okay, so to your point, Jay, if he doesn't put up that production, that really looks bad on.
No, I agree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm right there with you. We're saying the same thing.
Yeah, I get you.
Shut up.
That's what that's what makes Hopkins a Hall of Famer, because look how many different quarterbacks he's still been able to put those numbers up with.
Yeah, ridiculous numbers. DeAndre Hopkins definitely one of the best, and will forever be legendary for that catch. Remember, you just saw the Jordan sign on the gloves. I mean, wasn't it like 3 guys on him? My man's went up. I mean, I think I should go back in my Facebook memories. I got that picture somewhere. I said that was ridiculous though, but
and no, what was ridiculous that O'Brien actually traded him and let him walk out the damn door. That's what ridiculous was.
I think Deshaun Watson is great. Personally, I think he is. I just think it's been 2 years. Yeah, there's a shot. It's gonna be hard to come back from that.
Oh, I'm giving him some time. I'm not gonna kill him yet, because and not to mention, people don't look at the mental side of things. Like, you just had to pretty much fight for your freedom. So whether we don't know whether the allegations are true or not. He's back playing. All I'm saying is going through that ordeal can be tough on him too.
He did that shit. But yeah,
all I'm saying
I'm not saying he didn't do it. The question is, was it consensual?
He done something.
That's the question to me. I'm not saying he didn't do it. That's
like this. When Brissett was throwing the ball to Cooper and the Peoples, my fantasy points were riding high. And then this scrub comes in, and now my fantasy points are taking a little bit of a dip. So, hey, I don't give a damn. Hey, if you're not getting my fantasy points, you a scrub.
Hey, you know what though? Brissett comes from a system though. He comes from a Belichick system. So, if you look at the Jimmy G's of the world, the Jacoby Brissett's of the world, as long as you put the people in place, they might not win you the game with their arms. They're not going to throw it away.
Because he sucked ass with
Brissett?
Indy. Yeah, he was so bad. I don't want to hear
terrible
that.
in Indy.
No,
he might have been terrible. I'm just saying he was great for my fantasy value though. Carter,
he played like 3 good games with Indy, and then after that it went.
Hey, listen, I was getting 25 points with Amari Cooper. Now I'm looking if I get 10. Okay,
well, so I do agree. I do agree with you though, Rob. Like, I think Brissett's definitely hit lightning in a bottle. He's definitely hit his strides. And I love that, like, he's finally found a system that works for him. But he ain't the Belichick type of guy that just goes into any system.
He's your Cooper Rush. He can keep you in the games if you're missing a couple.
He's a good backup.
Yeah.
Plus, because he's of his leadership, he's a good leader.
He still only won 4 games this year, like 3 games or something like that. Like,
hey, nobody thought Cleveland was gonna win nothing.
Boo boo.
That's true. Hey,
I didn't think Cleveland was gonna win nothing.
When Baker left, they said Brissett was gonna be the run of the show. I was like,
I said Cleveland can't catch a break.
But flip that script. Let's say Deshaun starts the season. It's a whole different conversation. You say Cleveland might go to the bowl. Like, that's really, they have a great defense. They have a solid O-line. You got Chubb, who's been insane. And a big part of that's because obviously Brissett's throwing the ball. So, you still got Hunt, who I'm shocked is still on the team. But
I thought they'd trade him.
I thought he'd been back with Kansas City by now.
I thought he'd be on Buffalo, but that's a whole different story. But if Brissett didn't start the season, I think the Deshaun Watson's making a case right now for comeback player of the year. But at the end of the day, it's what, a year and some change that he's been out.
Yeah.
And I'm not putting him in a box. I don't want to put someone in a box and say what they can or can't do.
Mm-hmm.
But especially with athletes who are injury prone, like it's something where you have all this time off and you lose that second gear or you lose that second motor. And I don't know if Deshaun can re-emulate or kind of get that back. And I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see if he can. I'm not going to say he can't, but it's definitely not going to be no easy task that just happens, as soon as he comes back. I'm not saying you said that, but
that's a great point though, because he was injured before he started going through the whole league.
And if he does get it back, I think it's going to be more next year than what.
Yeah, it would have to be.
This year he's going to have to battle through rust and just like you said, the animal aspect, everything.
Right, a lot of work's going to have to done. I would say, Rob Scott and I know Chicago says it all the time. We call it no off season. And that's a lot of kids who just work in the summer and just don't have an off season. But Deshaun Watson's going to have to go back to that high school mentality of, you're doing, UA stuff or other stuff throughout the summer and in his case, throughout the winter and spring, just to kind of get back to that before OTAs. Because there's guys who, Patrick Mahomes ain't missed a beat. Josh Allen ain't missed a beat. Aaron Rodgers ain't missed a beat. So it's like, to me, at the end of the day, you got to do something to get back to that point. Because one, it's
Aaron Rodgers just missed Devontae.
He missed Devontae. He missed Devontae a hell of a lot. I love it.
Hey, question. So now that obviously Duvernay is not playing with the Ravens, I guess he got hurt. They brought in Deshaun Jackson. What do you guys think? Would he do anything? Or
they also brought in Sammy Watkins. They just brought in.
You're right. They brought in Watkins.
Baltimore brought in Sammy Watkins.
They brought him back.
They both old.
When he got released, Baltimore picked him up.
Yeah, it didn't work the first
on waivers just a couple days ago.
Sammy's old, but he's probably better than the receivers they got now.
They picked him up because Duvernay went on the IR.
Yeah. And Deshaun Watson, he's a poor man's Tyreek Hill. Like Deshaun is what we thought. Like Tyreek Hill is what we thought Deshaun Watson could have been to me. Like
I know, I was letting him roll with it.
It's Deshaun Jackson. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Jackson.
It's okay, Rob Scott. You're perfect in my eyes.
Deshaun Jackson, right? Thank you for the correction. But Deshaun Jackson is like a poor man's Tyreek Hill. Like Tyreek Hill is what we thought Deshaun Jackson could have been. Like the dude has unimaginable speed. He was a long bomb threat, but that's all he's good for.
He got to where
he's good for a home run every now and then.
He got to where he could run one long route and get a big play, then he'd be hurt.
Yeah, and you look at Tyreek Hill, who to me, I still stand on it to this day. He's not a route runner, but Tyreek Hill just beats you to the spot. He's so damn fast that once all you gotta do is get the ball to him and let him work magic. You know what I mean?
Right.
I thought that what Deshaun Jackson could have been, but to me, honestly, he's had a very disappointing career.
Mm-hmm. So you think Sammy Watkins will have more production?
The Ravens just need Lamar Jackson back. That's who they need.
I get that. Trust me, I get that.
Yeah. Is Mark Andrews back? Is he playing again? So is he on IR?
Mm-hmm. My fantasy season's over.
If he can get Mark Andrews back, and that way you're not solely relying on your receivers.
You talking about Mark Andrews?
Yeah. If he can get Mark Andrews back.
Man, you got to work on them names.
I said Mark Andrews.
No, you didn't. You said Mark Anthony.
No, I
didn't. Didn't.
I said Andrews. I said Andrews that time.
I heard Anthony. I'm calling. Can I challenge it? Can I throw the red flag?
Go ahead. I got two to your one.
Be like, throw the red flag. Let's take it.
I said Andrews now. I know Mark Andrews.
I know. I heard Anthony, but okay, man. I'm gonna let you slide on it.
Look. I'm on vacation, man. I slept late today. Okay.
Hey, that vacation's nice.
I slept late today. Oh, trust me, man, because I know we about to hit the ground running. Lord Jesus.
Yes, sir, man.
Is that a Sky jersey? Like
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Is that the GOAT?
That's Miss Parker.
I'm not gonna say the real CP3 because I don't like disrespecting Chris Paul like that. I'll just say the champion. Chris Paul.
CP3. That's the real CP3.
That's the champ. I'll say that. I can say that.
That's the ring CP3. I don't give a fuck about Chris Paul, man. Come on, this is the real CP3.
Jay, I got a question for you, brother. I know Jalen Hurts is not going to play. I think they finally announced that he's not going to play.
Yeah, it's going to be Minshew.
How important is it for the Cowboys to still go out here and make a statement?
Oh, it's important. It's important. Even without him. Number one, every time you get a win, it keeps your momentum going. So, from a momentum standpoint, we're coming off a loss. Mm-hmm. The guys are probably a little down about that whole Jacksonville thing. So, yeah, to kind of get your head back in the right headspace, you got to come away with the win first and foremost. Secondly, yeah, it's a divisional game. You got to get a divisional game. So, yeah, now, will it be as impressive, or will there be data will say that, Hurts wasn't out there? Of course there are. Of course. But regardless of whoever they put out there, look, Gardner Minshew, Y'all know it, man. He ain't no garbage guy. He can still go out there and facilitate an offense. Will he facilitate the way Hurts did? No, you lose some of that mobility. But as long as he can still get the ball to Brown, as long as he still get the ball to Smith, and still do the handoff to Sanders. If anything, if I'm Sanders, I'm thinking like, hell yeah. I'm gonna get the rock a lot more now because Minshew ain't, So
I think Minshew's gonna look good. He didn't have these kind of weapons in Jacksonville.
Hey Chris, I was gonna ask you that question, Gonzo. With the weapons that Gardner Minshew has, he mentioned Miles Sanders. We know they got Dante Smith. They got A.J. Brown. I mean, he has some legit weapons over there. Do you think that Gardner Minshew has a legit chance to come in there and take the Eagles to victory past the Cowboys?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I think he'll play well. I think it's going to kind of look like the way Purdy did with San Francisco. You have all those weapons. You just have to come in and manage the game. You don't have to. You don't have to put everything on your shoulders and try to make a big play or try to do everything. Just manage the game and don't make the big mistakes. And we saw what Minshew was able to do in Jacksonville with a roster that's not even close to being as good as the Eagles roster.
And also, can I point out the fact that if Minshew comes in and he doesn't get the win, I think it's going to solidify a little bit more Jalen Hurts' legitimacy if he was to get the MVP, right? Because if they lose and they come back and then they win with him again, that just shows you how important he is to that team, right?
It definitely sets up Micah.
Yeah. Yes.
I saw that. Micah was a little out of pocket. I don't think that's. Oh yeah. You don't need that energy because this might be a team you really see in the conference championship.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing about it is, even though you don't have Hurts there, look, that Eagles defense is still pretty damn good. Yeah. So you're going up against a great defense. You're going up against great wide receivers. You're going up against a good running back. So even though you may not have Hurts, as long as Minshew doesn't try to be Hurts and just comes in, plays his game, and just facilitates the offense and doesn't turn over the ball. Yeah, they can beat the Cowboys. They have a shot to beat the Cowboys.
Okay, so I got to go to my teammate Mike Hughes. Who he had an excellent episode of Bullshit last night. It was beautiful. I had a great time. That's what kept me up all night because now I was too wired. Once it went off, I couldn't go to sleep. I said, let me pull up another drink and celebrate a win. But Mike Hughes. If your boy comes in with the Philadelphia Eagles and he beats the Cowboys, what does this mean for the Cowboys? What does this say about the Cowboys?
I mean, I don't think it says a lot, to be honest. I really don't. I think the Eagles are from 1 to 53 a really well-constructed roster. I think the one thing you should look at is the one-dimensional offense that might be created because of that. I think Miles Sanders has had a hell of a year. And I think that Gainwell and company, they've really had a great year. But I think a huge part of their success is the fact that you also have to look at Jalen Hurts in the consideration as a running back. And never going to call that man a running back in my life. He's a two-dimensional quarterback. He's great at passing the ball. He's great at forcing the ball in tight windows. I love that. But his legs are so important to a game plan because you're not focused on Miles Sanders. The same way if Miles Sanders was in the backfield, or let's even say David Montgomery, I don't give a fuck about David Montgomery. I'm looking at Justin Fields because you know who the better athlete is out of the two. And you know what's going to happen if Justin Fields or Jalen Hurts takes off. So that's really helped out Miles Sanders. I think the running position actually takes a step back without Jalen Hurts just because it takes a lot of pressure off the defense to not have to worry about a guy like Gardner Minshew, who's not going to be as obviously athletic and physical as Jalen Hurts is. But that's my one thing, and especially the physical part, because Jalen be taking hits like it ain't nobody's business. That man don't give a shit. He come in shoulder ready, head up, like he's coming. So I think
that's a football player.
Right. Gardner's really going to have to, and I want to reiterate, like, that's a quarterback. Like, that is Jalen Hurts is him. Like, I believe that. I don't want anybody thinking I'm the train of saying he's a running back, but his legs are so important to what makes that offense two-dimensional and what makes them elite from the running game. Like, Miles Sanders is having a career year. You look at him with Carson Wentz, Nick Foles, and all those other bums, that they've had throughout the years. It is what it is. Like, he wasn't special. He was one of those guys that had zero fantasy value, and now he's actually becoming, an echelon of what their franchise running back could be. I mean, how many times did they sign Jordan Howard the last couple of years?
My God, what a name.
They signed him like 3 times, and it's like that's because they have running back by committee. But a big part of Jalen Hurts really just kind of levels up the rest of the running unit, and I think it frees everybody up a little bit. So I think Micah Parsons and company can actually really take advantage of that and really force Gardner to throw the ball. But to what Jay said all year long, that secondary is not good for the Dallas Cowboys, and that's one of the things where it's like you still got AJ Brown, you still got Devontae Smith, you still have a couple other dogs over there that you could really look for. I don't know if Goddard is in. I think he's hurt, isn't he? But I don't know what.
I forgot the other tight end they had, but he's been
stepping up too.
Stepped up and he's been pretty good.
I can't even say. I know who you're talking about.
With a G or something, right? I think.
Yeah, but that's Goddard is the one.
No, you're thinking Goddard.
Yeah.
Goddard. However you say it.
But yeah, man, I think Minshew mania. I mean, I'm excited about it. That's my guy. I felt like he got the short end of the stick in Jacksonville, and I'm just really excited to see him go out there. And this Rob Scott. It's not the first time we saw a backup win a Super Bowl in Philly, so I think it's not the first time in recent years.
Follows magic, baby.
I'm just saying, hey, Philly special part 2. This time we have the stash. I'm excited about it.
I know. Tom Brady looks in the mirror. Out of the 3 losses that he's had in the Super Bowl, I don't know if he really holds his head because he broke records in that Super Bowl against Philly. But it's just like I lost to Nick Foles, like.
I would definitely.
Yeah, that gotta suck.
Led to the divorce. If you ask me, he hasn't been the same since.
Like I get it. Like he threw for 500 yards in the game. I mean, Tom Brady was hot, but it's like
I got outplayed by Foles at the Super Bowl.
Yeah, if I'm Tom Brady, like when I got back in the back, I don't know he's not.
See, I'll tell you what.
Maybe not. It's Psycho Tom. I think somebody got stolen on the line.
I'm gonna tell you what. Here's what would really kill. I don't even think it's Tom. If I'm New England, I look at Gilmore and I look at the entire secondary, and I said I locked down Gronk. Yeah. I locked down Edelman.
Yeah.
I have all these guys in practice every single day. But I let Nick Foles catch the game-winning touchdown. I let the quarterback beat me in a route. That to me is like, damn, Jay, you looking nice.
He's gone today.
You look better. I like that beard better.
And then they try. Then New England tried to run that play and throw a pass to Brady.
Tom Brady.
And that didn't work out well.
The most unathletic man. Hey, Tom Brady can throw a ball, but damn, he can't run around. Lord,
I always wanted to see a video of Tom Brady like genuinely working out, like physically, like not even running, just like I want to see him lift. I want to see like what that looks like because I feel like it looks weird as shit.
You know what, though? Speaking while we thinking throwback,
he probably has like about 145 pounds.
Do you remember? Do you remember when Tom Brady got Urlacher though?
He did stick him.
Oh my God! I was like, I know Urlacher didn't just get okie doke by Tom Brady.
I know that one stuck with him for a minute.
But you know what though? But that's the one thing I never understood is why teams don't. You know, that's the thing about Tom. I feel like if you can get pressure on Tom, and keep pressure on Tom, you can beat Tom. But I feel like if you don't get pressure on Tom, then you're gonna lose.
That's what the Giants did. Oh, that straight hand led defense.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they bought the
when they played the Falcons that first half had pressure on Tom. And then I don't know what went on in that conference in that halftime, but when they came out in the third quarter, they took the pressure off of Tom, and Tom just went to work.
Yeah. It was. I remember that too.
Yeah, I never understood why teams didn't employ that more as a
too bad they didn't keep the pressure all game.
Man,
I remember that. I remember calling my boy like, "Hey, double or nothing, bro." He was like, "What? The Patriots about to lose?" I said, "I just got a feeling." And boy, let's just say that wasn't a pleasant phone call, at least not for him. For me, it was glorious. I said, didn't I tell you Tom Brady was about to come back and beat the Falcons? I remember looking at people in the audience, and they started leaving the stadium thinking that the Falcons had it. I'm like, oh, no, bucko. Oh, no, bucko.
And as you can see, the
Patriots fans was trying to get back into the arena. You remember that? Mm-hmm. They was like, wait a minute. They came back.
I would have been so shitty if I left.
That's why I never quit watching a game early anymore, because when the Colts played years ago against Tampa Bay, and they made Manning made that big comeback on Monday Night Football in the last like 4 minutes of the game. There was like I was at a bar with a bunch of buddies. They're like, "Oh, come on, let's go ahead and leave. Colts are getting beat." I'm no. I said, "No, let me finish my beer and we'll leave." And then they scored. I ended up sitting there watching the whole game, but like the next day, everybody's like, "Oh, the Colts got their ass kicked last night." I'm like, no, they won. Didn't you watch the whole damn game?
Hey man,
I learned my lesson. It's like I'm watching the game.
100%.
I miss those type of rivalries, man. The Peyton Manning, Tom Brady rivalry, two of the GOATs to ever do it, man. I think we need a little bit more of that. I think that's what NFL kind of lacking a little bit. The story. Yeah. It used to be stories back in the day. You know, you wanted to see, you know, can the Bears beat the Packers? You know, Randy Moss comes to town, or you know, I just remember these headlines. You know, being a Bears fan, dude. I remember we'll watch the game and then all of us would go in the park and play football after that. Like you used to feel motivated, especially watching that defense or watching Devin Hester run something back, who became the biggest story one year. I remember that. Y'all remember that the Arizona game. I know y'all remember that they are who we thought they were. And then hey, but the Giants game, that Giants game, I remember the most because of that missed field goal and Devin Hester fake like he wasn't gonna run it and then just took off. Oh my God, and hit him with the ball, and once he got into the end zone, oh my God. See, now don't get me going back, man. That's what Chicago. That's what Chicago used to be. Chicago, boy.
Devin did a lot for the city, man, and that was like guys like
he should be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, and I think he will. I definitely think he will. But guys like me, bro, like I used to tell my boys all the time, like I don't got the nicest hands. I didn't have nothing, but I went to state. I came in second in the state, fastest kid in the fucking Midwest, and I attributed that every day. I watched Devin Hester play ball. I watched Devin Hester play, Derrick Rose, guys like that. Like you grew up on that. And you know what? I'm a Cubs fan, but guys like Frank Thomas used to always get me going because they make you so excited. Guys like Sammy Sosa, like that was where. Yeah, I mean those were the days.
I know some baseball, Jay. I know the Big Hurt.
But now you got guys coming in.
You don't know him because he's in Chicago and he's an African American.
And he
was a great baseball player.
No,
Jay,
I know.
Hey, Rob, you want to hear what Jay said about Black Ice?
I heard the Black Ice thing. I heard y'all had me rolling.
Racially motivated, man.
Hey, I heard y'all. I was over here dying. I said, why Mike doing Jay like that? Jay like, what is called?
Rob, they were killing me, man. I was like, nah, man, you ain't taking me down this road. This Facebook gonna be blowing up.
Hey, I heard you, Jay. I felt bad for you.
Do you like normal ice?
Yeah. Mike was trying to feed that one like nobody's business, man. I was like, man, bitch.
Hey, I knew.
I'm calling Jay Ness.
I knew Paul Konecko, Jay. It wasn't just the black players I knew, you know. I remember that White Sox here. I actually watched it because I think his name was Greg Plume when he hit that home run. And I think they went like 14 innings. That was like a legendary champion. See, I watched that.
Damn,
especially when the White Sox won, I was excited. I'm like, finally.
In all seriousness, though, man, baseball, they need to do something with the game to really engage more of the African American community, man. I've been saying it forever. We're losing that segment, right? I mean, I don't know, Rob. I think you kind of said it. Maybe it was because it's not as fast paced or whatever. So people kind of get bored with it. They just don't want to play, but. You know, if you think about it, you know, we're losing that segment in baseball. We're losing those types of players because people aren't really getting involved in playing those sports.
You know what? I thought about this too. I think what you just hit it on the head is the playing, because it might not even be the pace of the game. It's because we don't play the game. So as we get older, it's kind of hard to introduce baseball to somebody that's older. Like, I get it. What's going on? You know what I'm saying?
We need to do a better job, or people in general do a better job at promoting it to get those segments back playing. Like you said,
we didn't have. I mean, we had baseball. Don't get me wrong, but we were like, and I can only speak for the people in my community in Chicago, from where I was from. We played basketball or football. That was it. Yeah. That was it. Like, either we was gonna be the next prime time, or we was gonna try to be the next Michael Jordan. We knew that was impossible, but. You know, to be either one of those athletes, we had those guys to look up to. And then when basketball went into the remix area, you start seeing the Iversons, and now everybody's rocking braids or getting tattoos, or you see Kobe, and you see just the attitude and the confidence, sometimes the arrogance,
Right.
And now we like that on the court. I don't think baseball gave us that. We knew the baseball players. Like everybody knows Sammy Sosa. Everybody knew the Big Hurt. Everybody knew. I remember that boy Burley. I remember watching the Sox game. The pitcher Burley, who had like one of the fastest fastballs in the league. I mean, we watched it, but it didn't resonate with us like that. And I think it's because we didn't play it. You know what I mean?
Nah,
so what do you think MLB would have? What does MLB need to do, you think, to, I guess, re-engage people back into playing baseball?
I don't know. I think I've heard people complain that to play baseball as a kid is too expensive.
It is.
That's what I was getting ready to say. The price of a kid playing, because everything's went to travel ball now.
Yeah,
and there's teams that it costs $1,000 just to be on the team. That's not counting your traveling, your hotels, your equipment, anything else. It's just $1,000 just to be a member of the team.
Yeah,
and
oh damn, that's crazy.
People can't afford that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
$1,000. You want $1,000? You better go find your local YMCA and hope God they got a baseball team.
You telling your little ass better go to the park and play softball.
There's not rec leagues. That's the problem, Jay. There's not rec leagues like that no more, where kids that can't afford to play on travel teams can go play. Like
YMCA doesn't have leagues or anything like that.
Nah, we just, especially
there's not many leagues like that anymore.
When I was growing up, the way I grew up is I started playing YMCA football as a kid. And then I played junior high football at the school, and then high school. I played 1 year of high school ball, and that was it.
I would bust your ass on God. I would bust your ass in football on God. I promise you. Ooh.
Man, I would break you like a fucking twig, man. I don't care how fast you are. I will catch you. I will listen, bro.
Knock the CTE into your ass.
Hey Chris, I was gonna be macho man. Nothing means nothing. Yeah.
That's what growing up, man. Like that's what we did. To Rob's point, especially me growing up, so many people on the south and the west side. It was I'm north side, but I mean, I always grew up around there. I was always baseball Mike, because there was white Mike, there was black Mike, there was all short Mike, big Mike, and I was just baseball Mike, just because it was like you didn't know anybody else that really played ball like that. And it's an interesting conversation when you look at it. I never played in any travel leagues just because like it was financially a lot of money. Like Rob said, and one of the biggest things is, you really look at it for what it is. I was always the sandlot kid. Like we always would just play in the backyard of the school on concrete. And it was dope because we put our shoes were bases, and then we would always have like just backpacks, whatever it was, and we'd play on concrete. We always called it the black top because it was a black concrete top, and it would get hot as shit. And it was crazy. It was crazy. And it's something for
your ass ain't sliding on that shit.
No, we would. And so when I got to high school,
I played tackle football on concrete. Yeah, we'll play football in the middle of the street.
But I think really just
but we played football. Don't get me wrong, we played that in the street in concrete. I just never played. I mean, and I played baseball on out in the street. I'm just saying, but I'm not going to slide on that crap.
That's what makes me and you
people
different.
From Chicago, we different in Chicago. We'll be playing on the outside basketball court, like we indoors. Like you see dudes rolling around on the concrete trying to get an N1. We different in Chicago. Look, bro. I got all type of scrapes on my arm.
Hey, don't get it twisted though. Hey, don't get it twisted.
I play football.
When we were growing up, when I was growing up, we did play tackle football with no pads.
I hit this dude against a car.
We had broke legs, broke arms. That lady had the gall to come to my house and tell my mama that they were gonna have to pay for her child's broke arm. I said, well, the motherfucker should have hit the damn chain link fence when I tackled him.
Hey man, I remember hitting the dude against a car. I didn't even know I was bleeding. People was like, "Hey, bro, you breathe." Oh my bad. Let me go.
And I think that's another thing that hurts, like baseball and some other sports about kids playing them is kids aren't outside just playing sports like we did when we were.
Now it's all video games.
Online playing video games and stuff like that. Like when we grew up, it was basketball, baseball, football. We were outside. It didn't matter if it was snowing, what it was doing. I mean,
you couldn't pay us to be in the house.
Yeah.
But one of the big things for me, and I felt like me and my boys even talk about it all the time. Like we felt like I was the last generation. I'm 22 now, but really like when we were kids, like phones weren't really like that. It was like you had the flip phone or you had like a BlackBerry or something, and like that was really it. Like we didn't have like the iPads. The iPad kids is what we call them now. It's like you always go to the family functions and you see some 4-year-old with an iPad looking like he on a whole business.
Man, Cocomelon.
Yeah, like that's a good ass show. But they be like, doo, 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 doo. That shit fire. But I be watching that all the time. But you know, I think one of the big things is I look at ESPN, and you know, I think everybody deserves a second chance. But it was really like comments like this one. I pulled up Shohei Ohtani. You know, Stephen A. Smith goes out there. He says, "I didn't think it helps that the number one face is a dude that needs an interpreter so you can understand what the hell he's saying in the country." And I think that's a big problem for me, is because that's kind of like what Jay said.
He was out of pocket for that.
It was mad out of pocket. And I'll tell you what, it's a whole different conversation. But if Max would have said it, he would have been canceled. But that's a whole different conversation. But I do think at the end of the day,
well, no, you're right.
I look at First Take. I look at all the Undisputed, and they'll cover baseball during opening day and the World Series, and they cover it for 2 minutes, and then they never.
Or if somebody get hot, like they talked about Judge, and even I said, I was like, I've never heard them talk about baseball on here.
Right.
That's a good point. But the other thing is, the other thing about like ESPN and them, they don't even show highlights anymore like they used to. Like on a Sunday, even for football, Sunday night, you used to be able to turn on. They go through like every game.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
You might
I go to YouTube for my highlights.
I watch
go to YouTube. I go to YouTube for my highlights. I swear.
Highlights.
I go right to YouTube, because you know it's either that or you have to have a channel that's like specific to that.
Right.
Point,
MLB
that
Network,
MLB Network, NBA TV, NFL Network. You know what I mean? Like they don't like Sports Center is definitely lost a lot of its luster. ESPN has. It's more talk showish now.
It's corny.
Everybody has a talk show, which I understand. You trying to get people to come in, but then you get these people on there and they might be qualified in journalism, but most of these people don't know shit about the sport that they talking about.
Right. It's corny as hell.
And like to Mike's point, when he was talking about if Max would have said that, that's just like when RG3 made his comment the other night. If that would have been somebody else that said that, well, everybody would have went crazy.
What did he say? Without saying it verbatim, he was out of pocket.
He said the J word, man.
What, like JEW?
Like boo.
Oh, word.
Yeah. During the Thursday night football thing.
If that
had been somebody else, woo.
You in this cancel culture now, man. You got to watch.
Are you saying? So he said it sounds like boo, but it starts with a J.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
You ain't gonna catch me lacking Jay McLovin.
I just spelled it out. I'm like, he said that.
Yeah, he said that. He said he was trying to say something else, but with the word he said he was trying to say didn't fit the sentence at all. I was like, no, what you said made sense. It was just mad out of pocket. Like, I'll respect you more if you double down on it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're like, yeah, I said that shit. Like, I'll respect it. Like, if you try to say, nah, it wasn't even like that, but yes, it was.
Yeah.
Like I said it, my bad.
Don't come up with some corny excuse.
Like Rob Scott, hey, I ain't saying cancel my cues. I'm just saying I'm from the city, bro. The amount of shit I've said in my life, come on, bro. You could, if you recorded every single hand sign or physical thing I've said, oh, my cues getting canceled.
Oh yeah.
But hey, if that ever came up, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm a product of my environment, baby. Like, that's what it is. So I'm gonna double down on it. I said that shit. That was me back then. Here's me now. Like, that's what it is. It is what it is. So you either love me for it or hate me for it. But at the end of the day, I own it. It's me.
Oh no, I love you. Man, you're like one beautiful Italian meatball, man.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, Jay McLovin, you get the fuck off my screen right now, man. Get out of here.
Hey, Jay. I hope you don't stand over Mel like that. Like, hey, Mel.
What the hell's going on there?
I want to be with Rob. I wanted to be with Rob. So
good morning, Mel. How are you?
Oh man. Hey, listen. My wife will be the first one to tell you that Jay is so inappropriate. So inappropriate.
Hey, Jay, high five.
I bet if
high
I
five,
Jay.
Hey, can I ask you guys a question? Can I ask you a question?
That's what the question is.
Hold on, real quick. If you're at a Christmas party and it's full of educators and principals and things like that, do you think is it inappropriate that
probably
the principal of the school came over to my table? Melanie was at the bar getting us some drinks, whatever. He's like, "Hey, you want to come dance with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, whatever, okay." So is it inappropriate that maybe I'm dancing with the principal and she didn't like it?
Your wife didn't like it?
Yeah, she didn't like it. No, I'm kidding. She was okay with it, but I can just sense like, the hell, you at the Christmas party? You out there with my boss?
Look, you just out there being Jay,
No, I just said that is a wild inappropriate stuff.
Mickey
Wild.
Told your wife you're what?
You wildin', Nick.
Hey, Jay's face is
I've never heard Jay quiet in my life. That's the first time.
Jay said, wait a minute now.
What?
I saw Jay do a whole little exorcist thing. He was about to give you military, Jay. Now listen here, son.
Hey, listen. I am always the taco, never the dog, okay?
Wow.
You got issues, bro.
100%.
I like it though.
What do you guys think about Chase Young making his season debut for the Commanders this weekend?
Where the fuck that guy, man? Oh,
I know. I almost forgot his name. I mean, why? Wait, are the Commanders in playoff contention?
Yeah. No, they're actually number 7, so they're in the wild card berth.
Oh yeah. Right? Well, you got to bring them back.
Because Ron Rivera gets fired if they miss these playoffs.
Yeah, man.
I think Ron Rivera gets fired regardless.
I think
he's gonna get a job with that
he's
team.
not gonna have an immediate impact, but I mean, he's definitely gonna be like one of those. It's gonna feel good for the defense to see him.
Right.
Hey,
he might be a little added motivation.
Hey, Chase Young, he was supposed to have been back a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Is he even coming back now? Or is he just
saying that he's gonna make his debut this weekend? Is what they're been
saying.
So
this weekend, so he'll be playing with them this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes. Because he needs to get his butt back. I like Chase Young. I wish the Cowboys could have been able to draft a guy. I like Chase. I mean, it's unfortunate he's had, the injuries that he's had. But, if you take away those injuries, I mean, Chase Young is a dominant-ass player, man.
I love Jay McLovin, man. He's funny as fuck. Bro, we have a whole conversation. Gonzo sets it up. Hey, Chase Young's coming back. 2 minutes into that bitch, Jay goes, "Hey, man, is he even coming back? Oh, are you even Jay? Are you listening, my brother?"
Man, I'm not all the way here. I was still halfway dazed by the principal and the Mick Delaney comment. I'm sorry. It took me a while to process.
I know it did. I saw it.
I just lost about 3 minutes of my life. Leave me alone. And plus, I'm old. Okay, I'm freaking old, Mike.
What the Commanders play what? The 49ers, right?
Yeah, they play 49ers.
That's gonna be tough.
It's Mr. Irrelevant versus Mr. Irrelevant. Tay-Town versus fucking Purdy. It's gonna be a dope game.
Yeah, but it's everybody around them.
Right.
It's everybody around them. Do they still got my boy Heineke playing?
Yes, sir. Tay-Town, baby.
My boy Heineke.
Yes, sir.
With Purdy, obviously, like Mike said, he was Mr. Irrelevant. And, Tom Brady, obviously, he was drafted pretty late. Do you think that Purdy, and I'm not, by the way, I'm not saying that Purdy's brought Tom Brady in any way, shape, or form, but do you think that that his career could go that same trajectory? In other words, that he comes out, he's nobody's thinking nothing about him, and then all of a sudden now he's just a great quarterback, and this is the future for San Francisco, kind of like what Tom did with New England?
Jay Ness and Jay McLovin are two handsome men. That's all I'm gonna say. But I do think they don't, and I think it's unfortunate. I think Brock is gonna be one of those guys that gets opportunities in stints.
Yeah.
I think you've put too much investment, 1, into Jimmy Garoppolo and 2 into Trey Lance. So I think no matter what, you look at Trey Lance and you look at that situation, unless they're getting a first-round pick in return and you really think Brock is your guy, it's a really interesting conversation. But I don't know. I mean, I know they still believe in Trey Lance from what I'm hearing, and I know they still think he's a great prospect. I think it's kind of like a Zach Wilson, Mike White kind of situation where, you don't want to let go of Zach because you took him number 2 overall, but at the end of the day, you got Mike White, and Mike White's out here balling out. So it's a hard conversation, but I definitely think at some point in time, just like Gardner Minshew and others, like he's gonna get an opportunity somewhere else. He's just got to get the fuck out of San Fran, or take it over. We'll see what happens.
I don't know why they invested all this into Trey Lance. He got by.
Yeah. He is, but at the end of the day, as a GM, your ass is grass if you ended up taking Trey Lance instead of.
They don't want to admit that they were wrong,
right? You don't want to do that. Just like Mitchell Trubisky, Rob. I mean, you can't give up on Mitch until the wheels fall off because you took him over Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson, McCaffrey.
Oh, I gave up on Mitch a long time ago.
100%, but the GM can't because
they can't.
That's his baby. You know what I mean? Like the second your kid fails, you fail as a parent. So it's like that to me is like, I don't know. It's a tricky situation.
So what you're saying is basically if they were to give up Trey Lance now, that could potentially be a career ender for that GM.
I mean, look who you passed up on.
Or when I mean career enders, like you would definitely get fired from that team.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, I think he's recovered in a sense.
Somebody gonna get fired.
You gave up all your draft picks for Christian McCaffrey. You got Trey Lance instead of Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Patrick Surtain, or all these other studs that came out before him. And it's like at the end of the day, you really look at it for what it is. And it's like, man, Trey Lance, bro, he didn't play his final season in college. He went to Baylor. So who the fuck does Baylor play? He don't play anybody. But like it is what it is. So I think that was just me the whole time. I always thought, and this is being completely unbiased, the way I saw it going was Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, Mac Jones, and then I saw someone maybe like a Trey Lance going. I thought Zach Wilson was the worst of the bunch, but yeah,
I think Trey Lance would go to maybe 2nd or 3rd round, though. I never thought he'd go as quick as he went.
I thought he would go as quick as he went, like 1st round, just because of the need at the position. I thought the Panthers might take him. I thought the Broncos might take him. There was a lot of people at the time who needed a quarterback, but, they obviously went with Patrick Surtain, J.C. Horn, guys like that, and they're not looking bad for it. I mean, the Panthers do, but they always do. But they might just call Mac Jones a stud. Yes, sir. I mean,
hey, Frankie, he definitely better than Trey Lance.
He's definitely better.
But didn't they just sign John Lynch back? That's their GM, right? Did they just give him another extension already?
I'm not quite sure on that.
I heard him saying where he took the GM spot again because even for less money, what he could have got somewhere else. I think they just signed John Lynch to another extension.
Yeah, but he hasn't gave up on Trey Lance yet.
And this is my comment right here. This is all I need to hear. They're playing Air Force. Congratulations.
One. Are they playing Air Force or are they playing in Air Forces?
But no, I mean, but Baylor has had good teams. This is this. I mean, they need Matt Rule to come
that's
back,
the thing. They've had good teams, but they don't play good teams, and that's.
I understand what you're saying. Well, I mean, yeah, it's their conference. I mean, damn, they're not an Ivy League school, but they really should be an Ivy League school for medicine because Baylor. People that go to Baylor, man, they go there for the education. I never really thought that Baylor would have any kind of good, teams, period, whether it been basketball or football or whatever, just because primarily if you go to Baylor, they're going there like Princeton. You go to Princeton because you want to be a doctor. You go to Baylor because you want to be a doctor. That's your primary focus of study, not really so much sports.
Yeah, there's a rumor going around that
they got a good basketball team, though, right?
Yeah, their basketball is
pretty solid. Yeah,
Baylor always has a pretty good.
I'm just saying though, to me it's weird that they actually have good teams because typically when you go to Baylor, you go there for those types of things. You don't typically go there for sports, because it's more of a specialized type of school. Just like
I think it's different for athletes. Sometimes you go where you think you will get the most spotlight.
True as well.
So you will look at somewhere.
Well, now it's different too because of the NIL
deal. Yeah.
Well, that NIL,
you see what Deion doing over there in Colorado?
Yeah, he's snagging up everybody.
Let me ask you guys this: do you think that they're going to end up putting regulations on that? Because now they're already saying that 2 or 3 teams have called Drake May trying to get him. Have offered him $5 million to leave North Carolina.
Yeah, we're talking about that on the scripted tonight, so y'all can definitely. I mean, that's a big thing. The Drake May thing is a big thing. I mean, I definitely think that. Look, we all know this. These schools are paying these players.
A lot of coaches are saying there's a lot of tampering going on.
Oh, there's a lot of hell. The damn. What do you call it? There's backroom deals getting these kids into these transfer portals. I'm telling you, if you don't think that this is a business, and that honestly at this point,
I know it's a business.
I'm gonna say this, at this point, you should make the only way you can stop the tampering is if you make these college athletes employees and give them an employee type contract that says you can go to school here, but here's the terms of the contract. And I mean, we're almost at that point. If we're at that point, we might as well just call college a pro team instead of an amateur team.
What the haberdashery? No, but
I mean, we're going down the same pro teams.
But let's be honest, y'all. Let's honestly.
Yeah, what in the haberdashery?
Honestly, though, let's be honest. Tampering has always been going on. It's just a little bit more known now because of the NIL deal, where schools can actually say, "Hey, you know how I go. Hey,
yeah.
What you making over there?" You know what I'm saying? So,
but the transfer portal definitely put like nitrous oxide onto the situation.
It did, and I think now, you know, they're gonna have to put some type of regulation on it if you don't want these guys just jumping all over the place. But it's hard to know if that I can go over here and make X amount of money as a college student if I transfer. You know.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
I think they need to make it like kind of like in the NFL, NBA, where if a player's on a team, you can't like directly contact them. As you know what I mean? They have to come up with something where these guys aren't trying to poach players from other teams. Understand you're recruiting, but once they're on a team, or if they're not in that transfer portal, you shouldn't be allowed to be trying to contact them and offering them money to get them away from there.
Yeah, because right now it's going to be hard because now, like Jay alluded to earlier, these players are not employees of NCAA. They're still student athletes. Now they're making a little bit more money because of their likeness and images and their name, but they're not employees. So it's hard for you to tell a student to try to put regulations on something where you're trying to hold a student back from making X amount of dollars. Well, you're not my boss, technically. Yeah. I play in your league, but you're not. I don't work for the NCAA, you know. And then the players have power because then they can fight back and they can come up with some type of players union or something. But then now you're in trouble. These are college students, man. They see what's going on in the world.
No,
there is power in the union.
I just think there's going to have to be something done because I just don't think the way it's going now that's going to stay sustainable.
Frankie got issues. I know what he's trying to do. Frankie is crazy. What's up, man? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, guys.
I was just telling them how inappropriate they thought I was at the Christmas party.
They loved him.
I know. I told him he turned on his charm, the Jay McLovin charm.
He did.
Tell him what's her name said about me. She said,
"Which was her name?"
Hey, your husband got rhythm. My husband's a white guy too, but he ain't got no rhythm.
Yeah.
Hey Jay, it's Ebony and
Ivory.
Are you on live?
Yes, baby, we are. But so you see when I leave now. But thank you. You make me look at this. This is my better half. And if you don't think that I am ugly, now you know. God, he is ugly as shit.
My handsome man.
Oh, Jay, we love you, Jay.
Oh man, I love her. Do you know what I had to do to get her? It was long and distinguished, but it was hard.
Hey,
I had to put my best foot forward.
You know what they say? When it's worth it, you got to work for it now.
Oh man, listen, she's so worth it. It's ridiculous because she definitely makes me a better person. I'll tell you that.
Oh, look at this. Hey, who's cutting onions up in here? Who's cutting onions?
No, man, but yeah, man. Let me again the whole NIL thing. Let me ask you guys this, man. How much do you think? Hey, how much do you think the NIL has corrupted?
Oh, turn me up, YC. Come on, I got a sandwich.
Oh my God! Hey! Do you got some gabagool on that?
You got some gabagool.
Hey, no, that's Sopranos. I love Sopranos.
It's Sopranos. That's what it is. I'm sick of it.
Look, I think from the NIL, NIL perspective, the NIL is great for college football. But do you think that, I mean, from the player's perspective, the NIL is amazing. But do you think from the overall game perspective that, now you can create super teams just by enticing, certain athletes with this NIL money to come to the transfer portal, come to your team? Yeah. It's almost like you can customize your team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but first of all, players used to get enticed just by a coach's name. People wanted to play for Nick Saban. That was Nick Saban.
Saban was the epitome of that. Yeah, no, so I get it. And if you're Nick Saban, I think right now, Rob, if you're Nick Saban, how pissed off are you though? Rob, if you're Nick Saban, how pissed off are you?
I'm very pissed because now the playing field is even. That's what the NIL does.
And now, I get it. Absolutely. And that's why I don't understand. Like, since the NIL is so great, why can't these HBCUs? Because everybody was talking about, when Deion left to Colorado, it was a bad look on HBCU schools. But now that they have NIL, the HBCU schools should be able to compete with other people. All they got to do is give them the right amount of money, right?
Cry about it. That's how I feel. Not you, Jay, but like the people. Cry about it. Because listen,
I don't think so.
My mama told me C's get degrees. So if I could get a couple milli on my way to Colorado, I don't give a fuck where I graduate from. Yeah. I could get my degree, pay off my college debt, and never work another day of my life and still have my degree with $5 million from Colorado. I get Nick Saban's feeling some type of way, but he's also been a head coach in the NFL before. It's the same shit. And you're still Nick Saban at the end of the day.
Well, okay, I'm glad you said that, Mike, because that goes toward my point.
Who got more money, Jay? Colorado or Alabama?
Alabama.
So then it shouldn't be a problem.
Right. That's what I was about to say. These NIL deals are based on what the schools have. So I don't think even with the NIL, it doesn't level the playing field for HBCUs. It doesn't.
No, not at all.
My thing was, I don't think it levels the playing field for HBCUs, but why all the hate on Deion Sanders for leaving Jackson State to go to?
Rob, can I say it? Can I say it? I got you.
People are haters.
Tag me in, Rob. I'll tell you what. There's a black man named Deion Sanders, prime time, one of the best to ever do it, making $500,000 as a head coach in college. Nick Saban got a whole mansion, got a whole pool, bigger than my whole fucking house. That shit's fucked up, making millions.
Wait. Prime time got that too now. Don't act like prime time.
Prime time, but prime time, whatever he has is not what he made
Jackson
in college.
State. Deion Sanders.
Yeah, you're right.
At Jackson State, Deion Sanders made $500,000.
And he gave like over half of his salary to fix up the
as a black man in America, a leader amongst men, you got to look at your guys and say, listen, I love y'all, but this is how he's going to continue to coach. You got to put yourself in the best position possible so future young males can do the same thing and future young females can do the same thing you want them to do. You don't want these guys to get the butt end of the stick and then they have to get the butt end of the stick as well because it's the Deion Sanders market. In the future, you could say, well, I paid Deion $500,000, so I'm going to pay you $250,000. Deion says, nah, fuck that. I'm going to go to Colorado, make $2 million. And that's the new standard for a black head coach in the.
I get that.
My thing is, you had a lot of the African American community hating on Deion for doing that.
And Chris, let me.
But again, people. Hey, look, if people ever thought that HBCUs are going to be at the same level as like the SEC or whatever to get in those kinds of, from that, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You can't just turn that conference.
The reality of the situation.
Hold on, Jay.
What says they were trying to blame Deion Sanders for leaving because he felt like he raised
do, bro. Like Rob can hit on that. Rob can probably attest for it a lot better than I can.
Let me tell you, and I know I get on here and I'm a lot for my people, but on here right now, I have to get on my people. We gotta stop hating on each other. Like we gotta we scream. We want black coaches in these prominent positions, in these prominent schools, and these prominent teams. And then when we finally get one, we hating on them.
Correct.
That I don't know why we do that, and that
it's
has
a
to stop happening.
Thing. It definitely is a jealousy.
Deion Sanders never promised that he was going to stay at JSU forever. No. Deion Sanders never, to me, he over-delivered. He got you guys a SWAC championship. He fixed the facility. He left JSU better than what it was before he got there. Yeah. And he helped in the succession of the new head coach. Brought another black guy up and put him in a prominent position and put eyes on that. And now what he's about to do is actually open up doors for us to get into these prominent divisions, these prominent conferences, the SECs, the Pac-12s, the Big East, the Big 12s, and all, and the Big 10s. He's opening the doors for that. Like we gotta jump on the bandwagon and say, go Deion.
Hey, listen, go. Hey, you know how happy I would have been.
See, that's what I was saying. I didn't understand all the hate for him because
horrible,
to me,
hey, listen, I would have been. You know how happy I would have been if University of Texas would have had Deion Sanders. Do you know how much? I mean, we're gonna have good recruiting, but my God, you bring Deion to University of Texas, and we're gonna blow the hell up. I promise.
I mean, and unfortunately, what's sad, Chris, I hate to say it, but our white brothers and sisters open up arms for him. Like, come on, Deion. Come on to Colorado. Hey, we don't know how to make grits in Colorado. We'll find out how.
Hey, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. And if I gotta bring in Paula Dean, I'll bring in Paula Dean. Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
And it wasn't all black people, but
don't go there, Mike. I know what you're gonna say. Don't go there.
Chris, I saw
Paula Dean doesn't like black people.
I saw a lot of haters, Chris, and it really pissed
and I didn't understand that. I was like, man, that don't make no sense.
I'm so happy for Deion because for one, he really loved those kids, and he preached unity. Like look at the kid that just, I think he dropped a pass or something like that, and this kid was receiving death threats and all of this stuff. And Deion, who no longer is with JSU, still speaking up on behalf of this kid, telling people this is just a game. Don't ruin this kid's life or his mental or his psyche by with all this rude talk. And I think he's going to do the same thing in Colorado. He's going to love those kids the same. Deion is really in it for the change. And yeah, he's bringing his own squad with him. Who the hell doesn't want to go play for Deion? Who the hell doesn't want to go?
Rob, that's the conversation as well, though. Why you leave for more money is because you're trying to give these kids the best opportunity to be not only coaches, but to be young males and females in this world. So for him to take less money for a school that's not providing him more is doing a disservice to all those kids that you're trying to help be better in the community. Frankie, where'd Frankie go? But it's a conversation to me where it's like, yo, listen, if you wanna be the change, you have to make a change. And he had to make a change for himself and actually be what he's worth. He went 12-0 with Jackson State. Get the fuck out of here talking about less than $500,000. Like, fuck out of here. Like, that's awful.
I just want to say on behalf, I apologize for some of the people that was hating on behalf of our community. But man, Deion, we behind you 10 toes down, brother. Tell you what, keep opening doors, and I want to see you keep winning, man.
I hate
Frankie. No doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. Like I said, hey, I just wish he would have. I like Sarkisian, but I never would have loved the prime time.
Hey, you know what? Prime time, man. These kids ready to run through a big wall. Hey, you know what? I saw a touching piece about Ron Rivera, and like I know he gets a lot of heat.
He's a good dude.
His players love him. Mm-hmm. They love him. Like I seen, Reeves. I think that was his name. An undrafted kid just made the Pro Bowl. Crying. And he's delivering all the good news to the players that made it, and they're so happy for this kid. And man, this kid hugs Coach and was like, "I love you, Coach. Thank you." And I told you I'll run through a brick wall for you. And Coach was like, "I know." And you just watch things like that, and you really start to understand the impact that these coaches have on these players, whether you're in a professional or the college league.
Rob, he didn't make life just better for the players.
Yeah,
he was making life better for the water boy, the medical staff, the trainers. I mean, all the other guys. I mean, all the other positions around the player. He was making it better for them too. So, I mean, that just kind of shows you. And I think when you get people like that, you definitely got to motivate them, or look how many you got to do to help them.
And look how many people have never heard of Jackson State University.
I've never heard
of who Jackson State University is now.
Yeah.
I didn't even.
A lot of people don't hear about HBCUs, man. You know, besides us, you know, and it's something I regret that I didn't get to experience because I would have loved to have been, you know, a frat somewhere and doing my thing. You know, they look like they have a
shit. He would have been.
Oh, I would have been cold. Oh, can you see me come? Hey, well,
come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, listen, I don't know if Stomp the Yard is in your
like an old school.
Okay?
Hey, come on, Chris. Hey, I'm down, bro. Let's start our frat.
No, listen. There is no Stomp the Yard in here, okay? There's not gonna be.
Hey, Jay, I'm stomping the yard today, baby.
Jay, you mad because you're not invited to the cookout. That's what it is.
Hey, listen, man. You watch. You be quiet because I am part of the cookout internally, motivationally. I am the cookout. Okay. Look, don't let the skin tone fool you. Don't let the only thing this means is that my daddy was a very, very light-skinned black man. But
hey, don't worry, Jay. I'm meeting you at the door.
Listen, you know what? Hell no. I identify as black now.
Hey, Jay.
I am a black man.
Hey, Jay.
I'm not.
Hey, Jay,
I'm gonna call you a liar.
Hey, Jay, I'm meeting you at the gate with a cup of Hennessy. Like, come on in, brother.
Hey, I already got it right here, baby. I got it right here, okay? Hey, you know what? No, you know what? From now on, I am no longer Jay McLovin. You will, and you know what? I'm going to change it here in a second, but you're now going to call me Jerome.
Oh, shit.
Okay? I am no longer Jay McLovin. I am Jerome.
Jay,
listen,
Jay,
Rob,
Jay,
I want all the perks. I want all the perks. I want all the benefits. You won't listen. Listen. If you got some Afro sheen over there, I want the Afro sheen. Give me every damn thing you got.
I don't even have an Afro, Jay.
I identify my hair as Afro. Okay,
Jay, man, I love Jay. Hey, Jay, you know it's black people named Jay, right? You don't got to change the name to Jerome.
Jerome.
Oh God, I love you, Jay.
Hey, when I said Jerome, it seemed to have a much better feel when I said.
Hey, Frankie. Frank.
Yo.
What's up, Frankie?
Here.
Woo!
Hey, that's my brother from right there.
That's Frankie C. Yeah.
What a time to be alive with Jay McLovin, man.
Hey, look, telling me I am
Jerome.
Jay
gonna be walking in talking about something. Jerome in the house. I say Jerome in the house. Watch him now.
Cancel, Jay. You canceled.
Hey, Jay, I see you coming through right now. I say Jerome in the house. Watch him now.
Jay, the type of person to walk. He's walking with that limp. Holding his sack, walking through the gate like, yo, Jerome here.
Jerome here. It's your boy Romy Rome in the building.
Where the fucking ribs at, yo?
Hey, listen.
He say, "What a fucking real."
Hey, I'm gonna go back to the time of Martin where was it Sandwich Man? Was it? Hey, what? I'm on the I'm on the 5th floor.
On the hey, bro, man, from the 5th floor. Yes,
no, man, I'm bro, man, from the 5th floor. He said, "What you doing, brother?"
Hey, Frankie. Hey, let me tell you something though. White people can cook some ribs too, boy. I'll be watching Grill Masters, boy. Let me tell you, boy, they be out there getting it in.
Hey, listen, hey, you know, Melanie is the classically trained chef. Hey, that woman in there can take a cow, she can skin it, and I'm not lying to you. She can skin it, butcher it, and cook it, and smoke it, and give it to you, and the meat will fall off the bone.
Jay, you better be careful before she butchers you up.
Right, talking about some Jerome, she gonna be like, Jay. Hey, you know what?
No,
hey, Jay,
you know what she's gonna say? No, you know what she's gonna say? She said, he ain't no Jerome. He definitely white. You see this penis? It's like this. Shut up.
Oh my God.
Oh Lord Jesus. Right. Hey, Jay just got us canceled. Oh Lord Jesus.
I said, you're right. It's like this, but the girth.
People are over here watching like what the people like what in the haberdashery and hemoglobin is going on here. Oh my God! Let's get back to sports. We done went off the rail, Lord.
Hey, good thing Jay Ness don't watch these shows, man. We would be fired right now.
No, I would be fired.
Hey, you know
then
what?
He's gonna look at you and be like, "What are you doing?"
I think Jay gets to the point. He's like, "Shit, I can't stop it."
Too far. Hey, what's that movie? In Too Deep.
It's like we here now, baby.
He knew he couldn't stop it when he told us to stop cussing on the air. And well, you can see how that went.
Hey, look at Tony. Hey, Chris, your dad say, "That's it. It's over." Kenny Smith voice. That's it. It's over. Oh my God. Hey, I know we don't talk about wrestling much. What you think about the firing Mandy Rose?
I understand why they did because of the way their contracts are written out, but I think they'll end up bringing her back. I think they're going to let things cool off a little bit.
Xavier Woods had a whole sex tape out.
Yo, I'm gonna be real with you.
I saw that with him and Paige. Boy, they was wilding out, Lord Jesus.
If I'm Mandy Rose, I won't go back. She's making more money doing what she's doing than she was being in WWE.
Right. She made like what they say over $500,000 in a week.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of perverts out here.
That's because bro.
I subscribe.
You say that like we don't already know that.
My bad, bro.
Hell, I thought you were the owner of it, much less subscribing to it. You're probably like the platinum customer.
I'm like the girl who killed Selena. I'm her biggest fan.
It's like, Mike, you're back.
Look, Frankie was like, "Oh Lord, let me jump out of here."
Frankie, I'm gonna get canceled.
Hey, Mandy Rose fine too.
If she wants to go back, I think she'll be back. But they wanted her to take it down, and she told them no, and that's when they end up letting her go. But
you think Matt Riddle comes back?
I don't know.
Yeah, he's coming back.
You think so?
Yeah, he's they wrote him off TV because
he got drugs.
Yeah, he was found, like not found, but he was tested positive for cocaine, and they sent him right to rehab. So he's gonna be in rehab for about, I think, 90 days, and then he comes back, and if he fails one more drug test, then he's fired.
Damn, gotta stay off that cocaine, bro.
Yeah, WWE.
Put that hand on you.
They give you 3 chances.
What you say, Frankie?
They give you 3 chances for the drug testing shit. I mean, I remember back then Roman Reigns got caught with that before.
I could see him being a cokehead.
You see the muscles on that man. That man got.
I mean, you're living that kind of lifestyle. I mean, it's not hard.
WWE don't even test for marijuana no more, right?
No, they don't do that no more.
Yeah, they shouldn't.
But Jay is different now, though, Jay, because like, no lie, let's take Jinder Mahal and Drew McIntyre, for example. Both these men were skinny as shit, no muscle or nothing. They get fired. They come back about maybe, I'll say, a year. Jinder Mahal came back quicker than Drew McIntyre did. And when they came back, these guys came back muscle head, crazy, looking like Brock Lesnar, a little bit smaller, but ripped as shit like Brock Lesnar.
I'll tell you what, though, and Rob made a point, and I started to learn it when I started playing ball in high school. I started playing travel ball with all these suburban-ass kids. Man, I don't put in coke on anybody. Like, I'm not gonna put it past nobody. It's the most random dudes that be doing coke. You wouldn't even guess it.
We'd be like,
it's just so good. It's like, just
what
so
did you just
good.
do?
Oh, it makes you feel like Tony Montana sitting on a desk, ready for some niggas to pop off on you, and you just want to tell him, "Get over here, come here. You want some of this? I take all your fucking bullets."
That's how they cut wrestling promos. They bump a line and then they cut. Oh yeah, nothing means nothing. that's how you come up with a wrestling promo. You take a bump. No pukesters helping me to the left. No pukesters helping me to the right. Hey, that boy Macho Man was coked up.
That man was always hype.
Hey, I'm sorry,
I miss
boy.
Macho
hey,
Man.
Macho Man and Ric Flair, bro, always got me the hypest when they was cutting promo.
Ultimate Warrior too.
Ric Flair would be out there ass naked cutting a promo. You think I care about these shoes? He elbow dropping his suit jacket. I say, oh, he is high.
Bro, I guarantee.
Ric Flair's going to die in a ring.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yes, he is. Yes, he is. It's sad.
I'm pretty sure back in the day, Ultimate Warrior would sniff a line before he ran out of the ring.
Oh, he had to.
That man was always running. He was always running.
Hey,
that dude was way too ripped and way too muscular.
Hey, even his theme song was coked out.
Yo, that shit had the whole crowd just pop out of line. Ultimate Warrior, pop your lines out.
The Ultimate Warrior, boy. Oh God. Hey, but yeah, I'm excited to see this. I think they about to turn on Sami Zayn now. It's happening.
Not yet.
You don't think so?
Not yet. There is I did read up on something that there is an angle that's supposed to happen where Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens team up to face the Usos for the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah. Man, they better not make all of them drop the belts at the same time.
I don't think so. I don't think Roman Reigns is gonna drop the belt.
He's gonna lose to Cody. It's either gonna be Cody or The Rock.
Yes, that's my prediction. That Cody comes back.
I think he's gonna lose to Cody because he don't need the title to go against The Rock at WrestleMania.
Yeah, but he's gonna go against Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it don't matter. He could go against Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. He can still win it.
Yeah, I think what's gonna happen is Roman Reigns he beats Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble. Cody comes back, he wins the Royal Rumble, and that's your WrestleMania match.
Oh, definitely.
Because I can see, Cody, he had so much momentum.
Yeah, the only way that's not your WrestleMania match is if you get The Rock back.
It would be dumb, honestly. It would be really dumb.
Sami and Roman in Elimination Chamber. My dad said I've heard those rumors too.
That might be nice though. Maybe Roman beats the shit out of him, and Kevin Owens feels sorry for him, and that's how they reform their partnership to take on the Usos.
Sami Zayn is great, though, dude. He has.
Oh man, I love how he makes them break character.
Yep.
He's not being Uzi. Hey, Roman Reigns is busting out.
Let me tell you what being Uzi is. I was rolling the other night.
Man, I guess I must have missed that. So now is Roman Reigns having issues with the Usos?
No. So Sami Zayn is an honorary Us. He's in the bloodline. So at first him and Jay was having problems.
They're gonna make
now everybody's getting along. But now they're starting to play on the fact that the bloodline is going to turn on Sami Zayn. Like this past Monday, he was like, "Oh, I'm Kevin Owens' only friend," and you know what I'm saying? They showing that reaction of how Roman Reigns looks.
He said, "Oh, I misspoke."
Yeah. It's great storytelling. I haven't seen storytelling like this in WWE in a while. And again, I said this before. I got to say it again. Bravo to Triple H. Him coming in and taking over, he's really revitalized WWE to me. It's very watchable again. It's even better than AEW. AEW is pulling out all the stops now. Now Rick Ross is like a manager over there. And I'm talking about the rapper Rick Ross. He's like Swerve's manager now, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, that really confused me last night. It really confused me.
It was a bad segment. What? The first one was pretty good because Rick Ross cut a promo, and I'm like, oh, he's like a natural at this. And now it's like,
well, he used to be at WWE a lot, WrestleManias and shit like that.
Yeah, hey, because you can see Rick Ross being a manager with that persona. I'm the biggest boss. He's joining the dream team and all this. But I don't know. I don't think Swerve has a lot of personality. To me, I'm not a big Swerve fan. But AEW has been kind of falling off to me. But I want to see this Ricky Stark MJF battle though. I think that might be pretty good.
Did you see the tag team dog collar match my dad's talking about with
FTR?
Yeah, FTR and Briscoe.
That shit was fire.
That was what you call old school wrestling.
Bro,
that was old school wrestling right there.
Yo, they give you 5-star ratings. These guys got a 5.75. How do you get more on your ratings than what you're supposed to get? The maximum is a 5-star. These guys got 5.75.
Hey, these dudes. Hey, wait. First of all,
good.
They have so much great wrestling lineage. You know what I mean? Like FTR really focuses on old school wrestling, and we know, the Briscoes and their long story history. So, like these two teams, they definitely didn't disappoint. It was an amazing match. I wish they'll do more with FTR and AEW. Like, don't get me wrong though. I like the Acclaimed. I don't know why. I just do. I'm sorry. The Sesame shit is hilarious. That shit, but it's like it's hilarious, but I can't say it out loud because I'm like, it sounds so.
That's the shit.
It sounds so non-heterosexual.
Sesame daddy ass.
That's the right with you. The scissor first it was scissor me daddy, then daddy ass. It's like no. I can't,
bro. They're using his old Attitude Era.
I know, but I can't. I can't say that out loud.
Like, oh my god,
I can't. Scissor me daddy ass. That is.
There you go. Now say it louder.
That is
now
so
heterosexual. You just said it. Now say it louder.
Hey, you know what? Hey, Mike. This is how I know how you feel. This is how I feel when you guys talk baseball.
I'm just here, bro.
That's exactly how I feel. When y'all start taking baseball, I say, okay, this is my cue.
Yeah, I would let y'all go, man. Yeah. Hey, I let y'all be great, bro. I let y'all be great.
I'll do the same thing. I think FTR might go back to WWE too. I think so too. WWE can use FTR.
Oh yeah, I think so too. what the fuck's so funny, man?
They're not gonna go back to WWE because there's a reason why they're called FTR.
First, I used to think that meant F the revival.
That's what it does mean.
Oh, I was right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what it does mean.
Okay. okay. I thought I was just making up some stuff. But yeah, man, football this Saturday and Sunday, man. I'm excited. Merry Christmas to everybody. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas to you guys, man.
9 games on Saturday.
Huh? Oh,
look, Mike's back now. Everybody, get your FanDuel ready.
I know, fuck FanDuel. I fucked me up yesterday.
Dude, I only lost Houston versus Orlando.
I lost that game too. I took Houston.
I took Houston.
I took Houston.
I did. I didn't think Orlando would be able to pull it out, but that kid.
Oh, it was Orlando.
Yeah, that kid Banchero is tough.
Orlando had a bunch of guys out for injuries as well, and
I think Banchero was there.
Yeah, Banchero was there.
Banchero is a dog, bro.
You know what they say, Rob? Guys from Houston just aren't built like that.
You know what's funny though? Everybody picks Houston to win, but Jay is the only one who probably picked Orlando.
Jay McLovin, is that your wife?
Yeah.
I never seen her before, and she's real.
He said she's real. She's not a figment of his imagination.
I've seen pictures, but I never saw the real thing.
Hey, all I know is for $29.95, you too could have you one of those.
Son of a bitch.
You know what?
She's from the Ukraine.
I could not be a part of that. Let me have.
I'm gonna lose
see, I like the fact that I have no picture there. I'm so mysterious.
Hey Mel, hey, come here real quick. Say hi to Mike real quick.
Hey.
Mike saying hi to Mike. Hi Mel.
Who's Mike?
Hey, come very close up. He can't see you all the way out there. See, there you go.
Oh, Frankie said, "Hey, Mel." Frankie is here.
Frankie talks to me all the time. She don't care. She's like, she doesn't care. She talks to me all the time.
Yeah, she does.
I do talk to Frankie all the time. I don't see you. All I see is a gray box, Frankie.
Frankie never likes to be seen.
What was that?
Frankie butt ass naked right now. I'm already knowing.
I wish I was butt ass.
He's sitting there with a robe on, smoking a blunt.
He definitely is.
Frankie got a robe on, smoking a blunt.
You know why I know Frankie's butt ass naked? Because Carlos Rodon just got his press conference today, so I know.
Yeah, he did.
He's smoking a dab pen right now, just posted up.
Hey.
Lotion in hand, watching the whole press conference.
So I'm smoking a blunt.
Hey, what y'all think about Correa, though, man? Like, what y'all think about Carlos? I mean,
all right, Rob.
now he's going here, and now he's going there. I mean, was this really a quote-unquote medical concern? Or do you think that they just wanted out, and maybe they had buyer remorse, and then he went to the Mets and signed?
Yeah, that shit was all fake. That shit was all fake. That was all fake. He wanted to go to the Mets all along.
I don't know.
That's something that needs to be looked at. That needs to be looked at.
I think it's weird as hell that they took 7 days to give him a physical. I think that's the weirdest part of it, because you got to think about it. If they would have did it the first 2 days, they could have been in on Dansby Swanson. They could have been in on other guys that were still free agents. And
they brought up something that was from like 9 or 10 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a weird. It's sketchy as fuck for sure.
Yeah, I definitely think there's some issues there. I don't think that. No, there's no way, because they get X-rays and MRIs.
I tell you what,
2 days.
Jay McLovin, I think what the real situation happened was Brandon Crawford started to demand a trade, saying he ain't playing no third base. Carlos Correa ain't playing no third base, and I think there were so many conflicts. They also have this other kid too, Estrada, who's really great at shortstop as well. And I think they were probably having so many inner issues so early on that they were just kind of like, all right, fuck it.
Hold on. Yeah, so you heard what Mike just said. Hold on, Jay.
All the best players.
Jay, hold on. You heard what Mike just said, right? He said he was going to get signed by the Giants, and he said that he wasn't going to play third base, right? Neither of them wanted to play third base. Carlos Correa gets signed by the Mets to play third base.
Mm-hmm. But here's the difference. You play third base on a winning team who has 101 wins versus playing third base on a bullshit Giants team that isn't really going to make any much of a difference. They're not a raw team. They're not like that. They caught lightning in a bottle 1 year, and they're shit. They just lost Rodon. They're not going to do nothing.
Yeah, they're not. It ain't like they're going to be competing this year.
Hey, Frankie, are you here, baby?
Yeah, I hear you. I got it.
Name 2 guys in the Giants rotation right now.
Who gives a fuck? Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, like, if I'm Carlos Correa, fuck that. Like, I think it came down to not having an offer from the Mets and then getting that offer from the Mets. He was like, oh, my knee hurts or something, and that changes everything. Rob Scott, what do you think? Great talk. Always great.
Hey, I don't know why you went to Rob Scott. You know he's over there eating a sandwich right now because we're talking baseball.
I wish I was. That's a good idea. I'm about to go get up and make me something.
Hey, I'll tell you what, Rob. Tony's Deli, Northwest Highway. I'm going to put you on. Get a pen. Write that down. Northwest Highway. North side. Tony's Deli. I'm telling you. Hey, the greatest.
And I'm going to put you on something. Anyway, if you get by the Morgan Park area, you got to go to the House of Hoagie, baby.
I've been there.
Oh, yes, Lord.
I've been there. Oh, come on.
I'm going to have to try that place next time I'm in Chicago.
Rob, I'm
writing it down.
My spot's Harold's Chicken.
I'm from the north side, but I just be going everywhere else. I just go to sleep over here, but I'll be hanging out everywhere else. Harold's Chicken's the shit, but you gotta go to the right one.
You gotta go to the right one.
Gotta go to the right one. Can't fuck around on the north side. That's not the same.
You gotta go to the hood.
Mm-hmm. If you ain't almost dying,
you gotta go.
If you're almost dying getting your chicken, you're
it's not even that. If you don't go with a cash register lady, if she ain't rude to you, you ain't there at the right one.
Mm-hmm.
You walk in there, she be like, "I heard what you ordered. Step over there. I'll give you your order in a second." Oh, okay. I know this food about to be good. Yes,
you get that one crackhead in there. They start arguing. They be going off. You just be damn.
Hey, that reminds me of Seinfeld, the soup Nazi. No soup.
Hey, if you ain't walked in there and at least 3 people that asked you, you got some change, you ain't in the right spot.
You got $1.
Oh, damn.
As soon as you get out the car, they need $1 or a square.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Lord.
It's like, oh, you ain't got no money. Let me get one of them squares from you, then, young blood.
Yeah, man.
Hey, Chris, I can tell you been to the right one. I saw your reaction. Chris was like, yeah, somebody so did ask me for that.
That's 100% right.
Man, I'm definitely gonna have to go to Chicago. I've been to Chicago a couple of times, but I need to go back to Chicago. No, when I go, I'm gonna call you, and I'm gonna call Mike. And the three of us are gonna go. We're gonna go have a
bro.
We gonna get downtown. Jay, I'm gonna keep you downtown. I ain't gonna take you to the hood, Jay. I keep you downtown.
Jay, I'm not taking you to the hood.
I'll take you. Jay, I'll be your tour guide.
Rob can do it.
I've been. Hey, look. What you trying to say about me, Mike? You don't think I can survive in the hood? Is that what you trying to say?
I'm saying I don't want to take you to the hood. There's so many.
But the hood is where you get the best food, though.
No, that's Harold's Chicken. I'm gonna take you somewhere with.
Okay.
Yeah, I got you, my boy.
Let me tell you something, Mike Hugh. I'll take you to Washington.
Now, if you want to go in the hood, we can go.
Oh, Earl's Barbecue in Chicago is pretty good as well.
I don't like the hood, Jay. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to get out this month.
Yeah, no one can go.
Earl's Barbecue is pretty good in Chicago. Try to think of some other places we ate out when we go there.
That looks pretty good.
I want some good Italian food.
Maxwell's.
Hey, I want some good Italian food and some good pizza.
Yes, right.
I'll take you to Illuminati's for some pizza.
Or
Italian Fiesta.
La Villa is pretty good too.
We got some great pizza. I keep trying to tell my friend it's better than New York's, but she's never wanted to.
Yeah, I mean, I've had New York pizza's good, and I haven't had Chicago pizza though. I've had deep dish that they call Chicago, but not the actually in Chicago pizza.
Frankie, no disrespect.
Chance the Rapper said it best, and I sent it to Rob. It was funny as hell. We don't really eat deep dish pizza, bro.
No.
We just do it to fuck with y'all.
That's for tourists.
Yeah, we do it to fuck with y'all. Watch y'all eat this long ass shit. Like, it's hard as hell. Everyone's fucking choking. Like, we don't eat that. But
I'm gonna take you like the home run in. I'm gonna take you the home run in.
Yeah,
Frankie,
you can choke on that shit. Yeah, you like that?
Whoa,
yeah, I'm gonna double down. I'm a freak, baby. You can come over anytime.
Oh,
yeah.
You get one, then I get the other. I see.
All right, that's cool. We can share.
Don't get Frankie started. That's right up his.
Come on, baby. Hey, I sent him the link. I wanted to smoke. Oh, come on, man. Let me see that face.
Man, I haven't laughed as hard as showed him. It's been a hot.
Let me see that face, baby. Hey, Frankie, you hear what Jay said about black ice, bro?
I said you have to be careful because you can't see it.
Oh shit!
Hey, y'all trying to get Jay like, look, I ain't said that. I ain't said nothing.
Like that. Hey, I see where you going with this shit. No, we're gonna stop right.
Black Ice Lives Matter, bro.
Black Ice Lives? Shit, fuck that Black Ice. Let me tell you. I bust my shit on Black Ice, boy.
Now,
you ever bust your shit and then the car come right around the corner and see you bust your shit?
Oh, no.
My boy Frankie. Hey, Frankie,
I'm high as fuck right now.
Yes, Lord. Come on, flame up there. Come on, we got to. Hey,
start your engine. In your mouth right now, Frankie? How many nuts you got in your mouth?
Like a fucking handful, bro.
Hey, and this has been ASAP in the afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Might be the last week they let us have this show.
Oh, for real, they're gonna be like, okay, now this show is off the wire.
That's what I told you though, man. No one else, no one on the network's watching this bitch, so who gives a fuck?
Hey, you know what? It's like 5 Joe Rogans sitting on here. Y'all ever watch Joe Rogan's podcast?
I do, but you know he's losing me sometimes. Sometimes I'll be listening to it and he'll go, he's high as fuck because it'll be quiet for like 15 seconds and no one says shit. And I'm just like, I know they're just staring at the ceiling right now thinking about shit, bro. Like
they like, how much longer we got to do this shit for? I'm about to go smoke again. Hey, that's what we need to do. We need to create a high podcast. I'll flame up.
Don't turn me. Well, yo. Yo.
Let's do it. call it high sports. I don't know. Shit.
I'm pulling every drug out. I'm like, this is an e-pill.
hey, he's saying that. Hey, Mike, you know what we call him here? We're gonna be like, that's a jigger.
Oh man. Gonna get a sawbuck on his ass.
Called it a jigger.
Frankie gonna pull out a motherfucking Viagra. Be like, let me show y'all something real.
Out here.
I think Frankie froze.
I'm not Jay McLovin.
There
I'm
we go.
not Jay McLovin. I'm not Jay McLovin. I don't pop Viagra.
I think you do.
Hey, look at Jay. Look at his face. Jay, you know you're on mute.
Hold on.
Don't fucking do it.
Look at his ass.
I thought he was about to pop his ass. I don't know why.
You saw Jay's ass.
Hey, somebody talk about. Hey,
why he had no hair on his back, but he got hair on his butt crack.
Look at Jay.
What the fuck is it?
Yes, sir, Lord. I got 2 tabs left. Who wants them? Yes, Lord.
Is it okay? Jay has officially started selling drugs on here. We are gone. You talking about who wants to? Jay?
Man, listen.
Hey, Jay, Melody says she wants more of Jerome.
You think what it is? The VA.
Hey, Jay, your wife says she wants more Jerome.
I need more Jerome.
It's crazy how she says that right after he shows the bottle.
Jay, you got an alter personality over there?
That's when he takes it. He turns into Jerome.
You walking around like,
yeah. What I was gonna say was like, you don't get that good shit from the VA. The VA, they call it Viagra. What you get from the Army is it says what is this stuff called here, man? It's called sildenafil citrate. Basically means cheap ass shit. Viagra lasts about 4 hours. This shit lasts you about 20 minutes. But that's all I need is 20 minutes and I'm good. So I guess it does the job. God, what time to be alive? I'm sorry. I've taken this show and just fucked it all up. I'm sorry.
This turned into some sex sports type shit. all because we try to, like, me and Mike just want to eat down on some long ass sandwiches.
oh Lord Jesus,
man! But hey, you know what? Hey, though, Tannehill, real quick, Tannehill. Now I've got
how you just fucking go from that to Tannehill? Like the transition is so bad.
It's horrible. But I do got to ask the question. I want to find out from you guys. Tannehill, man, look, what's I gonna do? Tennessee now?
They were already on a 4-game losing streak, so now they're probably just going on a 7-game losing streak.
Yeah, I mean, but now you gotta think if you're Jacksonville, I might have this in the bag.
I got a dip, fellas. Just like Ryan Tannehill, you cannot rely on me to finish anything I started. So I will see y'all later. I do love y'all. Yeah, bum. Ugly as hell. But I'm gonna catch y'all later. Rob Scott.
Yeah.
I love you, Papas.
Love you, brother.
Bye.
That's ought to be alive.
This show.
Hello, Mikey, man.
Oh,
man, I love my wife, boy. She puts up with a lot of stupid shit.
I gotta get ready to take off too.
Well, let's
damn, man, it's already been 2 hours. God, it feels like more like 4 hours, but okay.
Hey,
almost 3:15.
All right, yeah. Let me go get some work done, man. It's been a pleasure, guys.
It's been a pleasure. I don't know what work you're possibly gonna do. I mean, you're off.
No, ain't you on a 2-week vacation?
Working on
but I work. I even when we on vacation, I got a job where you're never really off. Just answer some emails. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I see what he's trying to say now. I got a job too, guys. Let me go watch my porn also.
I wish that was so easy. That sounds like a beautiful job.
Oh my god.
Chris, let's get us some final thoughts if we're not already giving our final thoughts.
Again, man, just happy holidays to all, man. Happy holidays to all. Enjoy this time with your family and enjoy. He say, "Do we go both ways?" Mickey, know your role and shut your mouth. But anyway, yeah, enjoy this time with your family. As Frankie would always say, enjoy your football, enjoy your sports, man, and let's get ready for this new year, this new grind, baby.
It ain't gonna be different from this year. Just saying.
Oh, my grind gonna be 10 times more, baby. I'm gonna be everywhere. Rob Smith's coming back, baby. We back.
Hey, listen, tonight, man. Hey, you catch me and Gonzo. I don't know what Frankie's doing. Maybe Frankie will show up. You never know with Frankie, man. But if he can show up for this show, he can show up for Unscripted tonight.
I show up for whatever show I goddamn want.
Oh yeah, Frankie. I forgot yesterday. We were talking about a wrestling show, and Jay said you can't do it. You can't do a wrestling show.
Oh yeah,
unscripted.
That's right.
What?
I did say that. I said
you can't do a wrestling show unless
Gonzo told me that Frankie's going to start doing some wrestling shows with us. I said, well, tell that son of a bitch he can come on Unscripted first, put his time in where his home is, and then he can go do your show too. Son of a.
I do what the hell I want to, Jay. You can suck my fucking nipple.
Man, look, if it'll get you on the show, fuck it. Whatever.
What? Oh my god.
What?
Oh Lord.
What?
I guess
that was Jay. Let me go back to Jerome.
Son of a bitch.
Hey, fuck y'all. What are we still doing this shit? I thought we were out of here by now. Fuck. Mel!
This show went off the rails. You got any final thoughts, Frankie?
Nah, man, I don't got no final thoughts besides, like Rob said, have a good holiday. Yeah, that's all.
Mel, where's the
Jay,
meatloaf?
Oh, he's still
trying to get the damn meatloaf. Mel, the meatloaf.
That's not gonna work. But no, well, thank everybody for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern, for another episode of the ASAP Afternoon Blitz. Like the guy said, I hope everybody has a great Christmas, great holidays, and we'll see you guys next time.